Hi everybody, my name is Chris Mutuc. I'm your lifestyle coordinator here at the Overture in Virginia Beach. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about celebrating Earth Day. So let's dig in. So Earth Day is on April 22nd. While our Earth is arguably millions of years old, Earth Day, the day set aside to commemorate and demonstrate our support for the protection of our planet. So it's just 50 years old. So Earth Day was first celebrated on March 21st, 1970. That was the day of the spring equinox. So the first day of spring in the northern hemisphere. So peace activist John McConnell spoke about denoting a day to honor Earth and the ideals of a peaceful planet at the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization conference in San Francisco in 1969. So Earth Day was sanctioned in a proclamation written by McConnell and signed by the then Secretary General of the United States, U Thant. So the first Earth Day celebration, right? So about a month later, on April 22nd, 1970, Gaylord Nelson, a United States Senator from Wisconsin, organized an Earth Day celebration focused on the United States and its growing environmental problems. So he had seen the massive 1969 oil spill off the coast of Santa Barbara, California, and knew something had to be done. So Senator Nelson originally conceived Earth Day as an environmental teach-in, similar to the anti-Vietnam War teach-ins. That would bring the environmental concerns of the people to the attention of its political leaders. So he chose April 22nd, which was a Wednesday in 1970, rather than March 21st. So the spring equinox, because he wanted to maximize the number of students who would be on campus at that time, April 22nd, 1970, did not fall during spring break, nor did it conflict with either Passover or Easter. And Nelson reasoned it was late enough in spring for the weather to be warm enough for outdoor activities in most of the countries. So the United Nations celebrates both the spring equinox and April 22nd as Earth Day. So the first April Earth Day was celebrated by about 20 million Americans at 2,000 colleges and universities. So about 10,000 primary and secondary schools and hundreds of communities that came together to show their support for badly needed environmental reform. New York City and Washington, D.C. So the New York City division of the National Earth Day movement was led by Fred Kent, a student at the time. He rented an office, recruited volunteers, and managed and persuaded Major John Lindsay to shut down Fifth Avenue for a parade and let the group use Central Park for the celebration. So the mayor's support was key to success of the first day in New York City, drawing over 1 million participants. So Washington, D.C., the U.S. Congress was recessed so its members could meet and talk to their constituents about environmental issues at Earth Day events. And pretty good stuff there. So the impact of Earth Day, on environmental challenges facing the United States was enormous. So by the end of 1970, some of the first major political initiatives to actually help save the environment, including the beginning of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, had begun. So the EPA worked to ban the use of the insecticides, DDT, and within 5 years had accomplished that planet protecting task Congress also passed the Safe Drinking Water Act as well, and began to set emissions and engine efficiency standards for vehicles as well. So according to a statement issued by the EPA, public opinion polls indicate that a permanent change in national priorities follow Earth Day 1970. When polled in May 1971, 25% of the U.S. public declared protecting the environment to be an important goal, a 2,500% increase over 1969. So thanks to the impetus provided by Earth Day, many Americans began putting the concepts of environmental protection into action. Recycling is now a priority in families and communities. Animals once on the now endangered list are now thriving worldwide. And the Earth Day Network works with hundreds of thousands of schools across the planet to integrate the ideals of environmental protection into everyday curriculum. So there's Earth Day in Canada too. So Canada celebrated their first Earth Day on September 11th, 1980, organized by Paul D. Tenari, a graduate student at Queen's University. So the first Canadian Earth Day officially opened with a ceremonial tree planting and included educational lectures and trash pickup by students. Earth Day Canada is now a national environmental charity that provides practical knowledge and tools and organizes easy-to-accomplish events that support a healthier environment. EcoKids, meanwhile, provides free educational resources for students and teachers and help them integrate Earth-friendly lessons into their curriculum. So Earth Day becomes an international event. We're going to travel into that. So by 1990, over 200 million people in 141 countries were participating in Earth Day. So it had taken 20 years, but now environmental issues were being seen as important international problems that required worldwide cooperation to solve. So from the Earth Day International Peace Climb, when climbers from the United States, the Soviet Union, and China climbed Mount Everest together and collected more than 2 tons of trash by previous climbing expeditions. To celebrations in cities and towns all over the planet, Earth Day had come of age. How much do we know about Earth Day? I'm going to put you to the test here. All right. Who received the Presidential Medal of Freedom for his role in the founding of Earth Day? We talked about it in this talk. Yes, it is Senator Gaylord Nelson. So here's another one. There are actually 3 Earth Days. Can you name some of them that we've discussed? So the Spring Equinox Earth Day celebrated on March 21st. Earth Day celebrated internationally on April 22nd, and World Environmental Day on June 6th. I'm going to throw you one more right here. So where was the first major international conference on environmental issues held? Well, it was held and sponsored by the United Nations and held in Stockholm in 1972. How about that? So now let's get into Earth Day and the internet. So Earth Day 2000 marked the first time the internet was used as a primary organized tool, nationally and internationally. So the event recruited more than 5,000 environmental groups outside the United States and reached hundreds of millions of people in 184 countries. A new record. So from Talking Drum Chain that traveled from village to village in Gabon, Africa, to the thousands of people who gathered in the National Mall in Washington, D.C., the 30th anniversary of Earth Day was an exciting milestone. All right. Well, looks like that's it for our talk about celebrating Earth Day. So when you get a chance, do something earthy, planting a tree and whatnot. Thank you, everybody. Hope you all enjoy that.